Hi, everybody. Al Bernstein here with another one of my quick hits, part of our Google Hangouts. And on this one, I'm going to talk about the matches going on this evening in Las Vegas, which I will be at, which featured Robert Guerrero taking on Keith Thurman, and also Adrian Broner and John Molina. And, of course, with us, as always, the producer of the Hangouts, Dan Parks. And, Dan, there's many things about this event tonight that are important. The boxing, which is great. The fact that this is the first of the primetime fights on NBC, on over-the-air television. There's going to be many more on there, CBS. There's on Spike TV. It's a big effort to get boxing to the mainstream. But in addition to that, there's the global aspect. They've upped the ante in terms of what they've done with the production of this, haven't they? Which I know interests you because you love the idea of how you can get technology to help a product.
Absolutely. You know, it's funny because you and I have had these conversations before talking about some of the features that I think would be a great addition to boxing, and they've really addressed a couple of them here, one of them being the Ring of Honor, which is so impressive. The way, I mean, they spent a ton of money on that thing. And in addition to just the technical aspects of all the elements that you're going to see from that Ring of Honor, also the 360-degree views that you're going to be able to pull in from those cameras. I mean, we've talked about that, about how much better you can see the view from above as opposed from, you know, sitting down below where the judges are. I'm really looking forward to that aspect of it as much as anything else.
Yeah, very interesting, and the setting that they made for the fighters to come in. I was there, you know, during the week for a number of events, and the setup they have is just extraordinary. And one of the aspects that I talked about, of course, tonight, how many people will tune in? Will it be 2 million, 3 million, 4 million? I think that's the range in which people are thinking, and the promotion of this by NBC and by Al Heyman's boxing group and by all the people involved has been extraordinary. They've done their job to get the word out that this show is on. So we'll see how many people tune in, but it is neither a failure or a success based on the first one. If they get a big number, that's great, and because the fights are good, it could fuel those people coming back. But if they don't get quite the number they want, I don't think it really matters because it's a building process. And what they've done for this first show, which I think is very smart, is they've put on 2 excellent matches. Now, Robert Guerrero, who fought Floyd Mayweather, has a great personal story, which I'm sure they'll tell tonight, about his wife, who was a cancer survivor, who he truly did help and inspire, and she inspired him. Keith Thurman is one of the most articulate and interesting young men in boxing. And, oh, by the way, one of the most talented. So they have great stories to tell there, and equally as important, or more important, when those 2 men step in the ring, they are going to create a great fight. And then you have Adrian Broner, who, though he's the kinder, gentler Broner for this fight, is still quite a character, and John Molina, who is a true warrior, and I think that fight is going to be a terrific fight. And FYI, the odds on the Broner-Molina fight are dumb. Dumb. I don't use that word very much, do I? Molina is something like an 8-to-1 underdog. That's absurd because he's taller than Adrian Broner, he has a huge right hand, and he's tough as nails. That combination makes him very dangerous to Broner because Broner's 135-pounder up at 140, though interestingly, Broner missed the weight by 1 pound at the weigh-in. He came in at 141, and he was allowed to fight because it's give or take a pound. But I think that could be a sign that the old Adrian Broner that doesn't really get ready like he should for these fights at lower weights may have reemerged. So upset alert on that one for sure. And the Guerrero-Thurman fight should be fantastic. I think this evening of boxing is going to be a seminal one. They've pulled out all the stops, and I fully expect it to be a very exciting fight in terms of the boxing, and I think it will be presented well, and I think a lot of people will watch it. So this evening, check it out. The main fight between Guerrero and Thurman should be excellent. Robert Guerrero's trainer dad, Ruben, talked to me yesterday and said they're going to try to emphasize boxing more than they have in recent fights. Guerrero's been an inside brawler. He said that we're not taking that away from him, but we need to box better against Keith Thurman. And for Thurman, who had trouble with Bundu the last time, who was switching southpaw and righty, he hopes that he can deal with the southpaw stance of Guerrero, and he has the right plan to do it. He understands how to fight him. So should be great fight. So tonight, check it out on NBC. It is free.